Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a tag, a planty tag that I've been tagged in by Jerry from Planting Memories. And I know I'm a little bit behind the 8-ball on this tag, but I guess better late than never. So anyway, this tag is called the Plant 2020 Check Tag. And it is composed of about 10 questions, 10 planty questions. And I figured I might as well jump into this video right now. I am in my sunroom and the sun is starting to go down, so I kind of have to make this a little bit quick. So we might as well just jump right into this video. Question number 1. The first plant that was bought in the year of 2020. Okay, so from what I can remember, the two plants that I first purchased in the year of 2020 would be my Hoya macrophylla variegata and my Hoya crinkle 8. And I'm going to put a little bit of some footage of those two plants up in this corner here. Since I've purchased those plants, both of them have put on quite a bit of growth for me, and I'm really in love with both of those plants. I'm a Hoya lover, so pretty much any Hoya will do it for me. Okay, question number 2. A plant that I shouldn't have gotten, but got anyway in the year of 2020. That question I thought about quite a bit, and there really hasn't been any plant that I purchased in the year of 2020 that I really regret buying. All of the plants that I purchased in 2020 were plants that I actually kind of gave quite a bit of thought to. That was actually my New Year's resolution for last year, was to purchase plants that were mostly just on my wish list. And for the most part, I stuck to that. So as far as a plant that I purchased but I shouldn't have gotten it, there really aren't any. And I did give that question quite a bit of thought. Question number 3, a plant that I rescued. The plant that I did rescue in 2020 that was kind of in rough shape would be my Begonia maculata whitei. And when I first purchased this plant and when I brought it home, it was struggling quite a bit. Lots of leaves were falling off, and I think it had some powdery mildew going on as well. And I treated it with a copper fungicide, and ever since then it has been doing great for me. So I love it. I love the polka dots on this plant. I love the red backsides to the leaves. It's a little bit finicky, so I do monitor the watering very well. I water it when it gets down to about a 3 on my moisture meter. If it gets down too far below that, it'll drop leaves. And of course, if it's overwatered, the leaves will get mushy and brown and just not a good situation. So it's a little bit finicky, but other than that, it's a beautiful plant and I love it. Question number 4, a plant that I successfully propagated. So in the year of 2020, I propagated so many plants. The plants that come to mind fairly quickly would be, I propagated lots of spider plants, I propagated lots of purple passion plants, I've propagated lots of Hoyas, just lots of different plants that I propagated in the year of 2020. Right now I do have some Hoya carnosa crimson princesses that I recently took out of my prop box, and I potted them up into soil about a week ago, and they've been doing fine. So I have 6 of those going right now, and they're doing very well. So lots of propagation in the year of 2020. A plant that I killed this past year. I've killed several plants, and the ones that come to mind would be Calatheas and Marantas. I killed a Calathea vittata, which was really sad because that was a real pretty plant. And just recently I had 2 of my Marantas die, my red vein Maranta and my lemon lime Maranta. I no longer have those. And although I find them to be very beautiful, I don't think I'll be purchasing any more of those, only because I find them to be too finicky and they just don't do well for me. They don't do well in my home. So although I'm sure I'll be tempted, I don't think I'll be buying any more Marantas. Possibly a Calathea or in the Marantaceae family, I may end up thinking about the Stramanthe Trio Star. That one is super beautiful, and from what I hear, it's not as sensitive or finicky as some of the others. So if I come across one of those, I may think about it. But other than that, no more Calatheas, no more Marantas, sadly, because they're very beautiful. Let's see here. A plant that I grew from seed or bulb. The plant that I grew from seed this past year would be my elephant ear, alocasia, and it's doing super well. The leaves are getting huge on it. I have it inside now. We did have it outside for the summertime, but we brought it in to overwinter, and once spring comes and the temperatures warm up, we will put it back outside, but it's doing super well. I love it. Question number 7, my most underrated plant. I would say my most underrated plant would probably be my Peperomia obtusifolia. It's a super pretty plant. I love the variegation. It's super easy to take care of. I just water it when the soil is mostly dry. It doesn't give me any issues. It has gotten so big and so beautiful, and I love it. Question number 8, my most challenging plant or plants. I would say this past year, my most challenging plant would probably have to be my Begonia maculata whitei, and not because it's been super hard to take care of, but just because I've been paying extra attention to it to be sure that it's not dropping too many leaves, and so that I'm not overwatering or underwatering. And of course, a couple of the other plants that were giving me some trouble this year were my Marantas. Sadly, they didn't make it. So, but anyway, yeah, I would have to say my Begonia maculata whitei. It's now doing much better, and then also the couple of Marantas that I lost. Question number 9, my most valuable plant in 2020. Okay, so my collection, I really don't have any rare plants. I do have a couple of uncommon plants, and the two that are probably the most valuable at this point, I guess you would say, would be my Hoya Rebecca and my variegated string of hearts. And when I received those during the springtime last year, the prices weren't cheap, I guess. I want to say that I purchased my Hoya Rebecca for about $35, and now I want to say it's quite a bit more expensive than that. And also the variegated string of hearts, I want to say that one was probably $25 or $30, and I want to say that the prices on those have went up as well. So, but other than that, I don't really have any super valuable or expensive plants. Most of mine are common, like I said, maybe with a few less common plants in there, but for the most part, they're just, all of my houseplants are for the most part common. Question number 10, top wish list plant for 2021. Okay, so my top wish list plant would have to be the Monstera Thai constellation. I would love to have this plant, but I'm doubtful. I'm hopeful, and I know they're very expensive. And I want to say that the prices within just the last couple of months have gotten even higher than they were last summer. So we'll see. I guess it just depends. If I can find the right one for a decent price, then I'll get it. But if I don't find one for the right price, then I'll just have to keep waiting. So that one is my top wish list plant, and let me see. There are a couple of more Hoyas that I would like, that I've got in mind, and also the Monstera Peru. I would also like that one as well. I love the texture on those leaves. It's a beautiful plant, and I have been eyeing that one for quite a while as well. So maybe this spring I'll pull the trigger and I'll purchase that one. I wouldn't mind having the Hoya Sunrise. Let me see here. The Hoya Callistophylla, the Hoya Croniana, Snowcaps. So there are definitely several on my wish list. So we will just have to see what 2021 brings. Please hop on over to Jerry's channel, Jerry from Planting Memories. Watch some of his videos, subscribe to his channel, show him some love. So anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.